Good morning everyone, this is Dango 1867. I hope you're all doing okay today because I am tickety boo. And this is as you may have seen, a kill confirmed game on the map Lockdown. Bit of a spoiler, I go 39-11, not a super score. I don't tend to like dying more than 10 times in games, it gets me slightly annoyed. But I'm running a special class, and that special class is my noob class. Noob class, I hear you say? Yeah, the noob class is basically the combination of the weapons that will get the most rage out of people you're playing against, and for me that is the striker and the FMG9s in akimbo. Trust me, you pop this class on and you will get lots of abuse in the lobby. But enough of that, I'm here to talk about the UFC this weekend, which is UFC 146, which is happening I think in Las Vegas, and it's a special card because it has actually got 5 heavyweight fights on the same card. I think they're all on the main card as well, which is pretty good for the UFC because for a good while they never used to have many heavyweight fighters, and now they seem to have hundreds of them. So it's an interesting card, and it's got a main event of Junior Dos Santos versus Frank Mir, and this is for the heavyweight title. So Dos Santos takes on former champ Mir, and for me, Dos Santos has been amazing in the UFC so far. He's pretty much brushed aside everyone who's been put in front of him. He's got amazing striking, massive knockout power, and just a really good takedown defense as well. I don't think I've seen anyone actually ground him for any period of time and definitely not do any damage to him. So Mir's got his work cut out, but Mir, he's very experienced. He's had his ups and downs. He's coming in on a bit of form. He's won his last 3. He's stepping into this fight on I don't think short notice, but he comes in because the challenger Alistair Overeem was suspended due to, I think, irregularities in his testing before the fight. So Frank Mir gets a chance to get the title once again. His best chance for me is to try and get the fight to the ground. Easier said than done. But he's got decent stand-up. He's pretty heavy-handed. Probably not the most technical striker in the world, but he comes in the size he has been in the last few fights, where he's been pushing that 265 limit. And anyone who's that big catches you with something clean, it's going to do damage. So Frank's got a chance, but I think for me his real chance is to get this grounded, because he has got possibly one of the best submission games in the heavyweight division, if not the best. But in my opinion, I just feel Dos Santos is just fresh, he's young, he's relatively experienced now, and in the UFC he's probably going to go in there and hold his own, not get taken down by Mir. And if he does that, Mir does have a tendency to struggle if he can't get people down. And I think, as we've seen from fights with Ian Freeman and Brock Lesnar, if he gets someone who actually gets him down, he's going to have problems. And I think Mir will probably get caught coming in, and probably a TKO for Dos Santos in probably round 2. So the next fight on the card is Cain Velasquez versus Antonio Bigfoot Silva, and former champ Cain Velasquez comes in off the his only loss of his career, which was to current champ Junior Dos Santos. And let's be honest, coming in against Bigfoot, who also comes in with a loss in his last fight, it's not ideal for Cain. Bigfoot is an amazing fighter, very well rounded, solid heavy hands, well stood up, and a solid Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background as well. Whereas Cain, heavy-handed, as we've seen while he's during his title run, but the factor in this will be Cain's wrestling. Cain is an amazing wrestler, and once he gets you down, he is all over you. You can't get him off, and he just keeps hitting and hitting and hitting. And let's be honest, I'm not sure Silva's BJJ off his back is going to be enough to be able to fend off Velasquez if Velasquez gets him down. So for me, I think Cain will take him down, and pretty much beat him up on his back. Probably get the win via TKO, probably round 2. The next fight on the card is Stefan Struve versus LeVar Johnson, and Johnson comes into this fight at short notice, having to replace the injured Mark Hunt, and that's not always a great thing to do, but for Johnson, he's a pretty fit guy. I don't think there'll be a major problem, and he bangs. Johnson is a heavy hitter. He's won his last 2 fights, I think, via KO and TKO, and he'll be looking to get Stefan Struve up against the cage, rough him up and drop some bombs and get it finished early, because coming in late, despite how fit you are, you're not going to be as fit as if you've just trained for 2 months. So for me, he's going to want to try and get it in there, get in his face and knock him out. But I think Stefan is a much more rounded fighter. Yeah, he's the younger guy, but he's got great striking, he's got good submissions, and his sheer size, the guy's an absolute beanpole of a guy. He looks tall and skinny and he's rangy, but he's strong too. So for me, I think the well-roundedness and definitely I think the submissions will come into play after Stefan weathers an early storm, comes back, starts picking apart Johnson on the feet before grounding him and getting the submission win in the 3rd. I'd lastly like to have a quick look at the fights involving the British fighters on the card. That's Sass versus Volkman and Hardy versus Ludwig. I think both have got tough fights. I think Volkman will probably try to take Sass down, and for me I think he will more than likely get caught in a submission, because Sass has got some amazing submissions, especially off his back. And for me, the fight that could be the best on the card is Dan Hardy versus Dwayne Ludwig, and this should be a stand-up brawl. Both are going to bang and keep banging until one of them is on the canvas laid out. Both have got solid striking, heavy hands. Ludwig's probably the more technical, but I'd say Hardy has the edge in power. For me, I think Hardy will catch Ludwig with something. Maybe it's slightly biased being a Brit, but I think he will definitely catch him. It's the last chance for Hardy really in the UFC. If he loses this, that'll be his 5th straight defeat, and I think he'll be getting his walking papers. So good luck to the Brits. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and I will catch you all later.
Kill confirmed.